Okay, we're gonna get into it today. Moon and Sag, Moon and Sag. Okay. So we got the moon in Sagittarius is shining over to Chiron and Aries exact right now. So we got some quick deep healing of our identities and how we see ourselves in the sea of people, sea of, understanding our spiritual growth and development and how that has healed us on a personal level. Now, the moon right now is exactly, 1 degree off, but it is sextiling fire and air over to our Aquarian vibes here. Saturn, Mercury, and Jupiter. Mostly Jupiter, because it's at 4 degrees and getting ready to square off with Uranus. So we're starting to feel that our nerves increase, our ability to receive incoming messages from a higher source is going to increase. Our ability to understand how to use our personal power, our ability to understand what we're worth, just maybe randomly making choices or decisions that's going to impact us for a long term, taking a risk and investing in the individual to help the rest of the world around us in some form or fashion. All that energy is coming up. I wrote a lot about, I expanded on those points in my Venus and Capricorn blog, so you could check that out. The website is linked in my profile. So let's just get into this moon in Sagittarius. It's currently 5 degrees. It is trending over the fire and sextiling over the air. It will conjunct the south node and oppose the north node. So we will go through some old emotions, some old things or habits will come up that we need to address. And everything is going to be okay. We'll get through it. It's just about, again, being aware of how our emotions can be so optimistic that sometimes we forget to I want to say inform people that are closer to us, but Mercury is in Aquarius, so there's definitely a time for us to safely pass through one ending into a new beginning. So it might be other people who might be reflecting back to us more than us trying to intentionally project that energy of us feeling like we have to second guess our ability to shoot and aim for the stars because maybe we aimed too quickly, we shot too fast or something like that. But just know any decision that you make is not good or bad. It's just about having the ability to make one and then moving forward and accepting the responsibilities that come with that, because that's what life is all about. So let's get into it. Moon in Sagittarius. What's the 1? We need 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. So that's 2, 3, and 4. And at the bottom we have Scorpio, I transform. So, and this is a 20, which is 2. God's words back in this ability to balance. So, let's get into it. First of all, Gemini, I think this is 15. So, in the number one position overall, energy here that we have is that we're doing a lot of thinking, analyzing the people around us or the people that surround us, our immediate environment. When it comes to transformation, we want to be self-aware, but you can't think for other people. You can't force people to think or see you the way that you want to be seen or directed, because you'll lose a lot of energy constantly trying to get someone to think or see things the way that you do. So when it comes to the mind, we definitely want to transform into a higher octave, that Uranus energy, that ability to take random insights and turn them into something innovative. And with the North Node being here in Gemini, this is a perfect time with all this Aquarian energy about to trine over to the Gemini North Node. Is going to make it easier for us to be in contact with those, or put ourselves in a position to be in contact with those who are actually more of an alignment to our purpose, you know. And it can be communities, definitely, because Gemini, you will be learning. We are learning right now with the opposition to the moon, how we can best see or make choices that bring us closer to where we want to end up. So if you are like a lot of people right now, we're getting more into being self-sufficient, small businesses, things like that. If you are looking into that being your normal everyday life instead of working for someone else, keeping that mission in your mind and having intention to bring yourself closer to that, while it brings itself closer to you, you will find the connections. You will be able to put yourself in a position that your dots to get connected. So yeah. Alrighty, so let's go ahead, and right now I'm going to go ahead and just do this as I go along. So Gemini, why did death come out? It's our Scorpio, you were already here. So again, maybe I need to talk to Scorpios again, but I'm going to let y'all know. Things do have to change and transform about for a reason. And the reason why we have death or we are transforming things is because the old must go. The old way of doing things must go. And today might be a day where you get the vision or the sight with this moon in Sagittarius. You see the light in why you're being transformed out of one situation and put into another. So death card exactly. Sag, Knight of Wands. This is about taking a risk. You being pushed to take a risk in the wild, take a walk on the wild side, the unknown, doing something that you haven't done before. You might not know how it may turn out. Might be some fear in there, but for the most part, just allow yourself to think about doing something that you haven't done before in a more optimistic way, but not too optimistic that your feet are not planted on the ground. And Venus and Mars being in earth signs are definitely going to help us balance that out. So number 2 position is what not to do or what to be aware of. And this is Yod, Destiny. It's a 48, which is a 3, I believe. It's a 3. So yeah, anybody who good with math, let me know. This card is talks about a placement called the Yod, God's finger, in Hebrew. And then with this being something we need to be mindful of, or avoid is, I would say, not allowing other people to choose this for you. Don't allow someone else to choose what type of destiny you are meant to do. People have a way of doing that. And it's not to be manipulative or controlling. It's just that people give you the best advice that they can give you, that they think you should have in order for you to become better and to do better because they care about you. However, you could still take that advice and use it for your own personal destiny that you are meant to do, what you're good at, and not allow someone else's destiny to control yours. So let's get into this yard real quick. Right here. Shout out to everyone who has a birthday today. Happy birthday, Capricorns. I'm gonna start saving these so I can post them on my YouTube. I think I'll do that now that I got some reliable Wi-Fi. All right, so we're thinking about making a drastic change. Well, I don't want to say drastic. I want to say just a complete transformation of what risk we are willing to take that's going to, again, transform us to a higher level of understanding. So let's take a look at this yacht. What's in it for the destiny? What destiny in this number 2 position? Ooh. Okay. So I'm seeing this too, but first we got the King of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so being careful about destinies. So again, I want to do something else. I want to say something else too. There may have been someone that came into your life, or someone who is just always been a part of your life or is meant to be a part of your life, that gave you a necessary key, or gave you God's finger. They gave you the direction to point with God's finger that would lead you to a destiny that was meant for you. So again, this is not about someone else controlling your destiny, but people do have a way of putting you on course without you or them maybe even not realizing it. That someone gave you a key. Someone nurtured you to be able to handle the next step in your life. And you might not fully be aware of it or realize it until the time comes where you have to make a decision, and it's your Sagittarius, your experiences, that actually help you with making the best choice for you, that you probably never would have thought that this person or this situation, even though it felt like, it felt like death, it actually opened you up to be more emotionally available to take the risk, and take the idea of that risk and go into the direction you're meant to go in. That works too. Because we could be going over things, writing things down. Definitely something good to do with the North Node in Gemini if you can. Take notes, write about how things are changing right now, because we're going to have a lot of history books. I saw a tweet the other day saying McGraw-Hill must be like flabbergasted with all the history that they got to make sure they jot down. And nobody's history is more accurate than the history that you have about yourself. And the thing about Jupiter and Sagittarius is that your experiences are your greatest teacher, but when you use them as wisdom, that's when it actually pays off. So yeah, allow yourself to go in the direction that it may seem like it's too good to be true, But if it gets you to this, then maybe you should pay a little bit closer attention regardless of how you got the key. It's about how you use it. This card fell out. Sag, baby. Get in there. It's been a long time coming, but you know, you're finally able to get there. You're finally able to get there, okay? This is 8 and this is 1. That makes 9. So whatever healing that needs to be done with this exact trine over from this moon to Chiron, whatever healing you need to do in order for you to get out of your feelings. Don't attack yourself for something that happened in the past that's no longer happening and that you have complete control to change, you know, transform. Because you have to take a risk, or you want to take a risk that involves you doing something that maybe someone else used to do, or it might trigger a time in your experiences that you had that might not be the greatest. But moving past that, what did you learn? Ooh. And here's the 9 of Wands. Now that you have the ability to heal, now that you've bandaged yourself up, what did you learn and how can you use it for yourself this time, not for someone else's gain? So what we can do, what we want to do, Cancer, I feel. The moon is in Sag. Moon rules Cancer, right? This is 16, which is a 7. We want to use our intuition. Our ear is ringing right now. So we want to use our intuition. Don't be afraid. And if you do have fear, it's okay. Being able to adjust to being in fear to being out of fear and owning that insecurity as security is the greatest act of alchemy we could possibly have. So Cancer, I feel. We want to feel what's best for us at the end of the day and not be afraid of what happened in the past. Cancer has a way of holding on to the things from the past, whether it worked out or it didn't work out. And like I said, there is no such thing as a bad or a good decision. It's just about the ability to make one and moving forward. So, Cancer, I feel. Cancer, I feel. Woohoo! Okay. Now this is a moon card right here. Moon in Aquarius. So maybe we'll see the fruit of our labors come moon in Aquarius. We're not telling anybody right now how we might feel about certain things. We might be keeping that a little bit more close to the chest than normal. However, there's a line between being sneaky and being conservative. Okay, so we have the 4 wands dropped it at that. So we want to feel what's gonna be the bridge that pull, what is it that you feel is going to pull everything together for you and make you feel like you've had a great achievement. You're proud of yourself. You're in love with the fact that you use your power for good versus evil, yada yada yada. Ooh, and the Sun card. Look at that. So we want to focus we want to get a hold of ourselves, not someone else idea, whatever. Get a hold of yourself. This just came to mind. A lot of businesses sell the same things. It's more than one foundation you can buy. It's more than one earring you can purchase. It's more than one producer that makes music. But you want to go for the thing, or you want to craft, master, and sell and reproduce the thing that's actually going to put your actual mark on it. This is Aries, and this is related to Leo. Both of these signs are personal signs compared to the other. After Virgo, Libra all the way to Pisces is about the other person or the world, basically. This is Aries. This is definitely self, how you identify. And then Leo, how are you using that identity in the world? Because people are always watching, of course. And with the Aquarius energy right now, we are connecting dots, universally speaking. But when one person on the block raises their vibration, everyone else is forced to do the same. Some will or some won't. And you can feel that when people around you are behaving in a way that's honest, and when people are behaving in a way that's dishonest. You can feel that. We feel that. But at the same time, put more focus on acting intuitively what is going to bring you happiness, what's going to heal you in your situation, what's going to help you to build that stability up in your own way. Now, the outcome is 12th house escape. And it's 36, which is a 9. The 12th house talks a lot about escapism, yes. But it's Neptune. So we got movies, music, asylums, imprisonment, the undoing of yourself, focusing too much on others more than you focus on yourself, which leads you to giving and being too into everybody else's business. Pisces can do that. Pisces also have a knack for being very moody because they can feel the emotional bodies all around them. And it's a collective as well. So it's not just one other person to it. It's a lot of emotions that they feel. Sun, moon, and rising Pisces. So the outcome is, if this is what you're going to do, if you're going to escape, don't escape into something or someone else. Escape into yourself. Undo yourself with yourself. Have that lovely conversation. Because if we're putting action into what's going to bring us happiness and contentment. The only other thing to do to escape from or run from, and not necessarily like run and hide out of fear, it's more like escaping into a meditative state. Blurring the lines between the 3D reality and the 5D reality, allowing yourself to float up into a higher vibration, a higher frequency, a higher existence. Escaping into that realm is going to be way safer than trying to run from facing the reality that you're destined to run into anyway. So let's go back and let's go a little deeper into this card as the outcome. The good thing about us 12th housers, shout out to anybody with planets in the 12th house, sun in 12th, the good thing about us 12th housers is that we always have a constant connection with the unknown, the things that you're not able to see but you can feel. And that could be leftover emotions and stuff. The one thing I did notice about both of these cards as well is they both have that same moon, that moon energy, the lunar energy. So don't be afraid of doing something that's going to make you happy. Don't run from the fact that you made a decision to make you happy, even if other people don't feel the same way. And again, with that 7 of Swords, you could feel like somebody thinks that you're, they see you differently than you see yourself. All because you took a risk or a change, you transformed, and you got increase here, and you made you got sacrifice. Okay, so you got transformed, increase, part of fortune. Okay, this is hard work. You're working hard. And we got sacrifice. So you gave something up. And boom, it was the truth. Live your truth. And some people might not understand or get that, but you know, this is the time for us to find our crafts, our superpowers, and work on them, work with them, utilize them, because that's what they're there for. Otherwise, you wouldn't be born here. Everybody who's born here, who has a DNA structure, has some type of power that they need to be utilizing right now. And it's a lot being done to try to help you escape that, or make you fear that, or make it as if it doesn't exist, or it's an illusion. People will do that. People will tell you the things that you want in life are just an illusion and you can't have that. And most of that is just about them feeling like they can't do it or they can't have it, and they want you to take the bigger side of the vote than you standing on how you feel and voting for yourself. The whole point of President Trump even being President Trump was the fact that you can do whatever you set your mind to. There is no formula to success. It's only based on what you view success as for the most part. But you can't be successful at anything that you really want to do if you're not giving your all to it. If you're not going to feel and visualize and see and take the risk, like, how can you create the life that you want if you're not willing to escape? Even if it's just for a moment, allow yourself to view and envision what it is that you actually want. Hold that for 17 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, as long as you possibly can. Hold on to that. It doesn't have to always be so logical all the time, too. Because we're starting out with Gemini, I think, right? Everything doesn't always have to be so fucking logical all the time. Like, you gotta have both. You gotta have both. You can't just be all in your mind and never in your heart. You have to have both. So, yeah, let's look at this 12th house here. 12th house, escape. Escape. Right when I was about to ask. Are we running from emotion side? Are we running? Why is the Ace of Cups here? Okay. Look. Well, as soon as I put these up, look, the first thing that came to my mind, you're just a run to the arms of the one who loves you. You're just a run. That's escaping. Literally. The group is called Escaped. Oh my God. Well, that song came out before then, but I'm just saying that's the version we all know and love. Go get it. Now's the time to go get it. Go and get it. Get it. Get it. All right. So let's look at some advice here. I'm still doing regular natal chart readings, as well as teaching you how to read your own chart or anyone else's chart, whether it's business, love, or just personal growth and perception changes, using alchemy to your advantage. You can look up that information on my website, link in the bio, luminouscircle.org. You heard it first. You get 2 hours with me, learning all you can about astrology, all the questions you may have. And there, I understand it could be a lot. Just starting out 12, 11 years ago, understanding this myself, it took a while, and I'm still learning stuff. So to get the best foundation you could possibly have, go ahead and book your own session with me. Learn the great perks of being you. At the same time, learn astrology. And it's not a religion, it's just a science. It's a way of being able to think. It's a whole language. So what advice do we have for this? Ooh. I don't like that. Not one bit. I didn't like that. You ain't like that? I didn't like that. No. All right, Moon and Sag, what advice do you have for us? That's very Sagittarius. And so is all of this. Very Jupiterian. Okay. So we got this. Expand your perspective. That's one thing I want to hear too. This is also about seeing things that other people may not be able to see. Now that can be in several different ways. Any of you seeing things that other people might not see that's there, it comes in several different forms. With the 12th house, it would just be something that's more of an etheric. It can be about seeing people pass on or seeing things come back in a way that makes you so fucking happy. But you're the only one who can see that. And people will try to say that you're crazy or you're delusional or you're just seeing things the wrong way. Only you know what call you've made to God. And when God gives you that answer back, you pick it up. Pick up that cup. All right. So, we got self-reliance, unseen blessing, forgiveness. Have the ability to forgive yourself right now. It's not really about forgiving others as much as it's about forgiving yourself, or even allowing yourself to be in the emotional position to where you have to feel like you are fighting someone or someone has the ability to attack you when you are completely protected. Be grateful for it. Resolution and healing. Connected to confidence. And you are supported. Come on. Come on now. Come on. This is 3, and this is 7 cards all together. 7 beautiful cards. So, that's Seek Within. That's the read for today during this moon in Sagittarius. Thank you all who have tuned in, will tune in, share. There's going to be a lot of sacrifices that's going to happen. Overall, Neptune is still transiting through Pisces, so the sacrifices that are going to be made up until it moves into Aries will be one for the books, because we really have to give up all this bullshit that we've been living in called livelihood or life. That's not really the truth, because now you are not going to be able to escape the truth. You're going to have to live in it, and that requires this transformation. Okay, thank you so much again. I truly appreciate it. I'm grateful to do this. It makes me happy. I will be doing more investment into myself as well, so I hope you guys do the same. Remember, okay, you are, I know it's backwards, but you are supported. All right, peace. Have a great weekend.